Ayan mga kaabos, panibagong buhay, panibagong vlog naman tayo kaabos. Pinasal kami ni Dances, kapatid sa manugang ko dito sa Planet mga kaabos. Ayan, dalawang dalaging nga po. Maalas yung pagkaano ha mga kaabos, ulan. Hindi maganda ang panahon mga kaabos. Ano ba o? Upuan. Lutang upuan eh. Alas 6 ng hapon mga kaabos. Nagsirin na.
Hurry up, Acha. They get the phone. They did. They turned into running. Oh my god. Acha, quitting us. Okay, good news. Don't worry, it's not gonna fall.
Yeah. Okay, then great. Y'all are good. Okay. Hi, I'm the Ruth. Ruth? Yeah. I got you signed in. You can go in whatever you like. Okay. Thank you. Put it on.
So
Sky as the sun goes down. We're going to have some music. We're going to talk about the North Pole star Polaris and some of the constellations around it. We're going to learn about light pollution and what that means. And we also have 3 songs at the end that are really cool. And what we're going to put up on the dome for you is going to be so crazy. So kids, you can pretend like you're like flying around in a special dream. But remember, if you don't like it, you can always close your eyes. All right? I think we're ready to start. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to set the time for but if it wasn't raining right now, this is right about where the sun would be. So if the sun is over here and it's nighttime, it's starting to become nighttime, can anyone guess? Let me ask the kids first. Can anyone guess which observation? So let's let the sun set a little bit more. Oh, stop right there. We've got another planet. What one do you think that is? It's also a planet that's inside of the Earth's orbit.
Pluto.
Pluto? It's definitely not Pluto. What do you think it is, Morrison? Yes, it's Mercury. All right, so now we have the Moon, Mercury, and Venus. I'm looking up and I can see a couple of other things, maybe more than a couple of other objects up in the sky. What do you think those are? Oh, I see all the way in the back. Yes, these are stars. So these are some of the brightest stars, and this is the first things that we're going to see when we look up at night. And look what time it is. That's past my bedtime. I don't know, do any of you kids stay up past 9:30 at night?
That's a bunch of stars.
Now we can see so many more stars in the sky. So I want to start with this star, Vega, in the constellation of that want a really, really big challenge. And I find that people get so impressed when you can find Hercules, okay? So this is for those of you that want a challenge. So in order to find Hercules, you probably have heard of Hercules right before. Has anyone seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we want to find Hercules, but in order to find Hercules, I'm going to tell you where another constellation is so that you can locate it. So there's a little crown in the sky along with the constellation Lyra and that star Vega, and in between Corona Borealis and Lyra, there is an H. It's really hard to find it first, but once you get used to it, and you know it's between the smiley face and the ring, you can see an H. So here's one side of the H, here's the other side of the H, and here's where it crosses. So that's an H for Hercules. Hercules, his feet are over here, and he's standing on the head of Draco the dragon. Yeah. All right, so what else do we want to find in the night sky? I'm choosing to do constellations over here because these constellations are going to move west as the seasons change and the year goes on. So you'll know more constellations. Another one that first part of the word is aunt. My aunt is here tonight. Does anyone else have an aunt? I mean, okay. All right, so what I like to think is, I know Antares is a really bright star in Scorpio or Scorpius. I just imagine my aunt Hapleucus over here. This is the serpent bearer. And on either side, it looks like he's holding what? We're going to put those up in a second. What does it look like he's holding? Yes, it looks like he's holding a snake. Over here we have a star that I'm not sure I mentioned before. This is Spica, and Spica is within the constellation of Virgo. So Spica is in Virgo. Another summer constellation that's kind of simple to find is an ice cream cone in the sky. So kids, this might be one that you guys are going to want to find. I told you there was a nice butterfly shape to kind of look for here. There is an ice cream cone, and this is called Gotes. Gotes. And that star is called Arcturus. It kind of looks like the ice cream up here, and then this is the cone. All right, galactic guide. What am I forgetting besides Libra? All right. All right.
very important. This is Murak and Dookie are going to be called our pointer stars, and they're going to point us to this very special star right here. This star is our North Star. It's Polaris. So Polaris isn't the brightest star in the sky, but it's a special star because it's always going to face north. Once we paint our picture of the circumpolar constellations, we'll show you why they're called circumpolar constellations, and we'll show you why this North Star is so important. So if you can find north, behind you is going to be south, and then over here and over here. I might be aiming myself. We got butterflies in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. We got the butterfly right here. That's the reading rainbow. We got Hercules, and Hercules is right here. So if you can find Vega, you can find Corona Borealis, you can find Hercules. Did you mention the T Corona Borealis earlier?
Oh, no.
This is really neat. All right, so we got T Corona Borealis. This is a star that's going to nova. So it's a binary system where we have a white dwarf, which when the sun dies in about 5 billion years, it's going to turn into a white dwarf. We have a white dwarf in a system with another massive star, and it's always constantly taking material from the massive star, and about every 80 years, it's going to blow a event. And what we're going to find... Awesome.
Just a few, like, every minute or so.
Hey, does the sky look this dark and the stars look this prominent where we live? No. So what do we got a lot of?
Clouds.
We got a lot of clouds. We got a lot of light pollution. We got a lot of pesky light pollution. So the next thing we want to talk about is what is this light pollution? Where does this come from? How can we enjoy an astronomical sky a little bit more? Well, turn off some of the lights. So let's go ahead. Let's show that movie about light pollution.
We live on the surface of a planet, spinning on its axis once every 24 hours.
No crap.
Its rhythms of day and night are embedded in the biological makeup of all life.
Okay, cool. Want a cookie?
During the day, we bathe in the glow of the sun.
Big words. Small person.
As night approaches, darkness takes over. It's a time to rest, to rejuvenate, to marvel at the beauty of the night.
What if I stay inside?
Until just over a century ago, our night skies were very dark. Now, even the wilderness is invaded by light.
Is a happy face?
Our cities glow at night.
No crap.
Buildings are lit up. Unshielded lights blind us as we travel along our streets and roads.
I don't care.
All these artificial lights overpower the darkness.
Okay, cool. It's like I never knew that.
The waste of energy is obvious, even from space. Much of that yellow glare the astronauts see comes from streetlights. They produce most of the light pollution on the planet. The glare is scattered by the atmosphere, creating sky glows over the landscape.
That's cool.
We are losing the dark of night at the speed of light.
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
Light pollution threatens the health of every living thing on Earth. Lights at night disrupt plant growth. Unshielded lights contribute to the deaths of countless land and sea animals each year. Migrating birds crash into illuminated buildings. Newly hatched sea turtles mistake the glow of electric lights for the shimmer of the ocean's surface.
Then just turn off the lights.
Bright lights at night also directly affect humans. Drivers and pedestrians temporarily blinded by poorly designed lights have suffered tragic accidents.
Nobody cares.
pollution poses a silent threat to our health. Exposure to light at night disrupts the circadian rhythms that regulate our sleep cycles. People working at night under bright lights or living in light-polluted cities face a higher risk of developing diseases such as breast and prostate cancer. Here is a night sky with typical light pollution. On a good night, only the brighter stars and planets pierce the glow. This is what the night sky might look like if we could remove the light pollution. That faint band of light stretching across the sky is the Milky Way, our home galaxy. Because of light pollution, many people have never seen it. Astronomers know all too well the problems caused by lighting up the night. They need clear, dark skies to study the many fascinating objects in the universe. Light pollution simply washes out their view of the cosmos. Lighting up the night sky wastes money and fossil fuels. To keep a 100-watt light bulb turned on every night for a year takes the equivalent energy output from burning half a ton of coal. Multiplied by the billions of lights blazing up from Earth, the cost of energy we use to light up the night is colossal. While lighting is needed, there are some simple things we can do to ensure that it's neighborhood-friendly, energy-efficient, and helps preserve dark skies. We can replace light fixtures that send light up to the sky with ones that direct light down, exactly where we want it. They're called fully shielded fixtures. We can also illuminate only the places that need it. And of course, we can just turn off unnecessary lights. These are smart ways to use lighting. They offer simple solutions to problems caused by light pollution. We have a choice between wasting resources by sending light to the sky or learning to use light more responsibly. Light pollution is a problem each of us can help solve. Together, we can bring back the dark of night to planet Earth.
The government won't allow that. Let's be so fair. The government won't allow that. Let's be so fair.
Nagtanong siya.
What's the cat?
I thought I was going back to school. Like, why was
I graduated.
I went like right there. My class. Yeah, the same
Hey, Kakay, are you calling your hair black na basta? Is it the same as the other one?
Are we all going to the same spot that's what we're doing?
They ask for like a pizza.
Ihi muna ako rin. Ihi muna ako. Oh,
Iisip po ba kayo?
kaon na.
Videohan mo na kita. Bawa, salita ka.
Haba na yan.
Alam ka na.
Mga kaabos. Hanggang dito na lang mga kaabos ang video natin mga kaabos. Bye-bye.